Hi, I'm Donna Davis. I'm here with Sandy Saintilus, an interior designer, and we really just want to give you some tips today to make your home more comfortable. Hi, Sandy.
Hi, Donna. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. So excited.
Well, good. It looks very comfortable where you are, and you and I had talked about wanting to help people make their homes more comfortable. It looks like we're going to be in them again for a while. So let's talk about ways that people can make their homes more calming and soothing.
Great. That is one of my favorite topics. I am currently actually in the process of decorating my own home and adding things to it that are making me calm and soothed during these really hectic times. And I'm just going to share my screen here to show you guys some photos of things that I think will really help you stay a little bit more calm. I want us to focus on the things that we are taking in subconsciously. So, something that's really, really simple is, for instance, adding plants to your home. So, if we take a look at this kitchen that's really lovely, white, fresh, all that farmhouse modern that we're seeing a lot of, we can see that there are, some plants here and some things that are stylized over here with the plants and the fruits and the eucalyptus, these things, these little touches are so helpful in our homes because one, a kitchen isn't normally where you would think to put plants, but it also works there. But there are studies that show us that just being outside for 10 minutes, 20 minutes can literally release endorphins, lessen your stress levels. And if we can't actually be outside, then let's bring the indoors to us. That is really, really an impactful way to go and, simple, go to Trader Joe's, get some flowers or wherever your local florist is and bring that into your home. And even though you're not even thinking about it every day, it's really, really just going to help calm you a little bit.
That is beautiful. And you can certainly tell. And so many people find their calm in nature. So it's such a good point to bring in this fresh, um, fresh plants and flowers and things like that.
It is. And another tip I really love is scents. Scents matter. We have scents that we think about. If you think about your mother's cooking or a perfume someone wears, and that immediately takes you back to that moment. So those studies that have been done around that let us know that scents are very, very powerful. So something as simple as getting your favorite candle for say. If I believe it's this shot over here. For instance, on this table, we have two varying candles here. My personal favorite scent is eucalyptus. It's a love candles that I used to love to get from the local TJ Maxx or wherever you get them, or you can go to stores that there's a local store here like Candlefish, actually at Pont City Market, that helps you learn to make candles on your own if you want. Uh, they are such another way. There's kind of like a set it and forget it kind of thing. You put the candle there, you light it, and it's circulating this scent all throughout the room, and it's just so lovely, so calming. Or if you came in from a hectic day, the minute you open that door and you're just like, ah, that's how I feel about my eucalyptus candle.
Absolutely. You're right. I think that scents do matter so much. And I'll tell you, Sandy, when my husband and I were selling his home in Memphis, my mom had the idea of bake some fresh chocolate chip cookies, have that smell in the oven when the people come to visit.
Yes.
And it worked. Who knows? They might have bought it anyway. But it really, we did that. And the people who came in right then bought the home.
Bought the home. Yes, I absolutely agree with that. I actually have several friends who are realtors who have told me that they do that exact trick, bake cookies, so that way it makes it feel like homey, like someone could live here, and it helps them envision themselves more even in the space.
Yeah, you're right. It brings back those pleasant memories, I think. I love like the smell of cinnamon. I mean, I don't go and eat the cinnabons, but whenever you smell those in the airport, it just, oh my gosh, it smells so good.
So true, right? Or like when you smell like pumpkin, you think of fall, or when you smell gingerbread, you think of Christmas, or like I just love it.
That's a
Just such a simple tip.
really, yeah, that's a really good point. And how do you feel with this whole pandemic? I have anxiety every day, not horribly, but it does bring a level of fear, I think, to everyone.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely levels of anxiety about this, worrying when are going to be allowed outside, when are things going back to normal, and then sometimes feeling guilt if I like do want to go outside and do something and then feeling anxious about that, about the guilt that I'm feeling about it's just like this awful little circle. But there are these little moments that we can take for ourselves in terms of, bringing in some greenery to ourselves, bringing in calm, intentional calmness, adding that in your home. You only have to really think about it at the time that you're doing it, and then it's just constantly there to help soothe you.
That's such a great point. So, tell us a little bit about colors and how colors can make a difference in how you feel and what your mood is.
Ah, yes, colors do make a huge difference. If you want, for example, a neutral space, if I go back to, let's see, this photo over here, even this photo over here, for instance, it's all white walls, but it has some texture to add some depth, and it's a calming color palette. There's nothing really crazy going on. There is color brought in with the photos, which is a great way to add color to your walls, by the way, if you don't actually want to paint them. Don't just have like black frames. Bringing in some colorful frames is like a really temporary way. Also super renter friendly for anyone who is renting. And if we want to feel that sense of calm, we go towards you can go towards neutral colors, or you can go towards your kind of pastel-y colors. So blues, I have a blue wall here in my bedroom. Your blues, your greens, and as soft pinks and things like that can help us really feel calm. I like that color range as opposed to just your beige or your gray, because sometimes those can feel a little muddy and more blah and boring a little bit, as opposed to actually introducing true calm. They're sometimes a little too neutral. But studies have been shown that even like a pink, for example, which is really simple, can calm your mood. Even though someone would think of pink as maybe like a little bit too girly, a pastel pink can definitely help calm you down. If anyone's looking for a kind of DIY project during these times that you're at home, head over to, your local hardware store, or, your big boxes like Lowe's or Home Depot, and they're super helpful. Just get a gallon of paint, paint a wall, and it's such an easy thing to change if you decide you don't like it later.
Yeah, that's such a great idea. So, some really good tips that you've gone over to sort of bring that calming in, bring in some live plants, some fresh flowers, some great scents, and also that you can paint or, have somebody in to paint your wall and just make sure that you're doing everything safely and that kind of thing. Any other questions that you get from homeowners? And I do want to invite people watching right now to ask your questions. Sandy is certainly there to help. But any other questions that you're getting, maybe even from family and friends about things that they can do to make their home environment a little more comfortable and soothing?
Let's see. I do get questions from family and friends. They actually text me all the time when they're moving into a new place. Hey, what should I? They send me pictures. I feel like other things that are really calming that we also sometimes don't pay attention to is lighting. Lighting is super important in terms of the temperature of your light. So these lamps behind me, for instance, when I first got them,
Okay,
they had this.
so wait, Sandy, just really quick, can we come back to you on camera so we're still seeing the picture and you're sharing the
Oh,
screen. Can we come right back to you and then you can talk about your space? There you go. Now we can
yes.
see your space a little better.
I'm so sorry about that. I forgot I was still sharing the screen. So lighting is what I was talking about. Friends do text me a lot about how can I make my space a bit more cozy. That word cozy gets tossed around a lot, and I don't think that we're all aware of what elements help really make that word and affect the cozy meter in your
Yeah,
room.
I love
So
that cozy meter.
yeah. Lighting is a huge one. There are even interior designers who are specifically just lighting specialists all over the world who only do that. And
Wow.
for instance, if you think about when you go into a bank, the way a bank is lit versus the way a nightclub is lit, those things make you feel totally different. If you went into a bank and
Hmm.
it was lit like a nightclub, you probably wouldn't trust that bank.
True.
Warm lights is what I recommend for your home. When you're buying lighting and you're buying light bulbs, they're measured in what's called Kelvin. So it'll be like a little K on the box. And you can have anywhere between about 2,500 into the 5 and 6,000 range of kelvins, and you're going to want to keep yourself in that warm, soft light. If you just go to your local hardware store, they're going to have these little examples for you that are there, where there's like one light bulb that's a little bit more daylight and one light bulb that's a little bit softer. So you like those bright lights that you have like at the mall, or like I said, at the bank or in an office space, because they keep you alert and awake in a working space. And that's great. But when you're at home and you're trying to relax, you need something a lot more softer and something that glows and isn't so direct or a task light. So you're going to want something a lot warmer. For instance, these lamps behind me, I actually just got them last week. And when I got them, they had this horrible, like, hospital light bulb in them. And they did not feel good, and they did
Yeah.
not make my skin look good. And when I went and changed it, it completely changed the entire mood of the room.
Yeah, it's funny that you talk about lighting. Lighting is something that we don't necessarily think about, or it might be an afterthought, or like the lamps, you look at like, well, those lamps themselves are beautiful.
Thank
But people used to ask me a lot, like, how do you feel about being on camera? And isn't that uncomfortable for you? And my answer was always, it depends on the lighting. Because
you.
literally, lighting is everything and how
Everything.
you look. And a lot of people are doing these Zoom interviews now, and I'll see, even CEOs, and I think just put a little light on there, and a certain type of lighting can make you look much worse, than what you do, like lighting with
Absolutely.
shadows. So it makes sense that lighting is one of those things that's so important within your own space that you want to do it right.
Want to do it right, definitely. Especially because a lot of the builder's lights that come with a home, people don't even think to change them. And they are probably the cheapest light that they could get because it's more cost effective. But if you just switch out those light bulbs, it's a really small investment for a really huge impact.
It's funny that you bring that up because when we bought our home here in Atlanta, I love the house. Beautiful house, right? You're so overwhelmed. There's so many things that you see when you first look at a house. After we moved in, I began to just notice that the light right over the island looked like something in a school cafeteria. It
Hmm.
literally was that those fluorescent bulbs that are just
Yeah.
horrible. Aesthetically, it was horrible. The light that it put out was just horrible. So that was one of the first things that we changed, but not that I even noticed it when I looked at the house. So you're right, a very small investment for a big, return.
Huge return.
So other things anybody can do as far as flooring, like would you say is carpet any more comfortable or cozy on your cozyometer speech or
Absolutely.
cozy?
Absolutely.
Cozy
So
meter, right? That's it.
yes, on my cozy meter. So on my cozy meter, there was lighting and there was also texture. Texture makes another huge difference in a room. So if you're in a space, for example, if you see those like really modern contemporary spaces where there's lots of glass and lots of like metal around the furniture, and everything like is like hard lines, that sometimes, although can look stunning and lovely, is a little bit cold. And we have all these, lovely marble floors and these kinds of things. Again, beautiful but cold. And things that make things feel warm are texture. So if you add curtains to a space instead of having just your windows bare, or adding blinds, or adding some throw pillows and adding rugs. Rugs make a huge difference because rugs are a grounding element. They they separate a space. So when you have a rug, it clearly defines, okay, so this is the living room and this is the dining room, and it helps outline exactly where you are and what the confines of this space are. And texture-wise, it's so much more comfortable to walk on a rug. And when you get out of the shower, would you want to put your feet directly on the tile, or would you want to put your feet on, your rug? That's going to feel a lot better for you. So not only is it higher on my cozy meter, it also is just more comfortable for your feet. Or if you have children, you want them, small children crawling around on a rug is going to be a lot safer for them as well, as opposed to a hard surface.
Yeah, those are all really good points and things I think most of us don't really think about, but definitely in the world where it's become so fashionable to have these, big open spaces, that
Yes.
is the thing that you can do. Like for instance, in our terrace level, it's a big open space, right? So you're right; those rugs can really make the difference and make them feel like such different spaces. And just the
Yes.
rug itself sets the
It's a
tone, I
divider.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, such a
It's like
great
a
point.
visual divider. Yeah, it's a great point.
Yeah, it was
Thank you.
funny, Sandy. I want to get your take on this. When my husband and I were shopping for furniture to put in our home,
Yeah.
he wanted something like elegant, and I was all about comfy. I'm like, it's got to be comfortable. I don't care about like, I'll go into people's homes that I think, oh, it's beautiful, but I feel like I'm in a museum. So I think we did a good
That's
job of
common.
mixing the two, but it wasn't easy.
No, it is not easy, but I promise you it can be done. You can have something comfortable and elegant looking at the same time. I definitely have been inside homes where I feel like I shouldn't sit there, or homes that
Right.
feel like no one lives there. And it's
Right.
just
Yeah.
everything's so perfect, and I'm like, all right, can I sit? Am I allowed to? Yeah, and that I feel like is not realistic for everyday living. So I
Yeah.
always encourage people when I'm working with clients, when they're telling me that they see something they like and they're showing me things in magazines. Do you like this because it fits your life, or do you like this because you saw it in this magazine? That's something to think about when we're shopping for our homes. I find that sometimes people treat it like fashion. So often we'll go to a store, we'll see this lovely dress that we like, or we'll see a lovely shirt or pants, and we don't always think, do I have things to match this? And you
Mhm.
buy it, and then you realize nothing in your closet fits it, and then you never wear it, or maybe you just
Right.
wear it one time, and we're not always thinking comprehensively. So when we're buying items for our home, does this match your style? Does this match your lifestyle? If you like the minimalist look, well, are you a minimalist? If you're not, this look may not be practical for you. Though it looks lovely, it may not fit with your lifestyle.
Yeah, those are all really, really good points. Yeah, because you can just go someplace and see something and you think, oh, that's so pretty. But then when you go home, you're like, am I junking up my countertops now? You know?
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
just really making them beautiful, am I just junking them up?
Hmm.
Any other tips? I mean, I think you've covered all the things that we wanted to cover today, but if you have any more tips, I would love for you to share those with our audience now.
I do get asked a lot of questions, and I can't think of anything now exactly, but I do often make videos on my YouTube channel about all the questions that I get asked. So if anyone has another question that maybe I didn't answer, you can head over to my YouTube channel. I will actually share that with you guys
Okay,
so that you
great.
can see. I do have a channel here where I have tons of videos where I'm currently in the process of making over my home. So I recently did a wall for my living room, and I give you tips on, hanging art, how to fit a desk in your space, if you're trying to learn design, that kind of thing, lighting for your home. I even interview other designers and even anyone who wants to go to school for design. So that is a great way to get more knowledge, checking out my channel. It's just my name, Sandy Saintilus. You can just look it up on YouTube for any other tips that you need.
Okay, that's great. And I am going to ask you one more question that I thought about while you
Oh,
were saying that.
yeah.
Any tips for people with in their children's rooms that they can do just immediately, easily? Because I think even children are getting just so anxious, especially having to stay inside, not being with their friends as much, not being able to, play outside and do the things that they're used to doing, maybe associate with the people that they're used to. So any like kind of quick tips that you can give parents on ways that they can make their children's rooms more comfy, cozy.
Children's rooms more cozy. I feel like a lot of the same rules apply as far as, bringing in textures, almost even more for a child's room because they kind of need that visual stimulation of something that's different.
Yeah.
Whereas if everything in their room is kind of the same, maybe they're starting to venture on outside of their room to maybe draw on the walls or something. But if you take chalk paint and you just make a square on the wall and paint that chalk paint, now here's a designated space where you can just like go crazy, so I don't have to clean anything up. Or if you want to bring in, there are fun light fixtures for children's rooms. I mean, I wish I had one up right now. There are a couple at
Yeah.
IKEA that are actually really cute. Let me see if I can find some while I'm talking. But there are fun light fixtures that are kind of kitty, but also have that warm light that you want, but also feel, appropriate for a child's room. They don't need, a crystal chandelier in their room. uh, and kind of what else? Rugs that have potentially maybe even ABCs, or they could be hopscotch rugs. Those are fun where they can stay in their room and have something to do, but it still adds all that texture in there. And let's see. What
I love those ideas. They are really, really good. Just little simple things that, can keep them busy and I think night lights, things like that are just great for, times like this.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, to have something fun and brings texture and that kind of thing probably makes a big difference. But thank you. Thanks, Sandy. Did you ever find what you were looking for? Were you able to see that? No.
I
Yeah.
was not able to find the
Yeah.
specific light I was thinking of. I'm
Maybe
so
next
sorry.
time. Well,
Yes, next time.
have a great 4th of July weekend, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I was so happy to be here. Bye.
Okay, bye.